The Other Shore. Thich Nhat Hanh. The author's preface. The Cloud and the Cave. In the mountains of Vietnam, there are caves where many thousands of birds make their nests. In the early morning, the birds fly out to look for food, to bring back for their young. Sometimes the mouth of the cave is obscured by a passing cloud. The birds can't find their way home. Only when the bright light of the sun melts away the clouds can the birds see clearly the entrance to the cave and come home. In our lives, there are things that seem to block our way, causing confusion, preventing us from finding our true home. Not only obstacles and suffering cause us to lose our way. Sometimes the most profound teachings can mislead us if we do not understand them correctly. Even a sutra can block our way to liberation if we do not know how to handle it skillfully. The Heart Sutra is a deep and important text, which has the capacity to bring us to the shore of liberation, happiness, and peace. And yet, it has also caused much misunderstanding for more than 1,500 years. But these misunderstandings have come about because the patriarch who compiled the Heart Sutra made an unskillful choice of wording. We know that words can be misleading, and the deepest insights into the nature of reality are beyond the reach of language. And yet, out of compassion, teachers over many generations have done their best to make skillful use of words, to guide us on the path leading to liberation. When a teacher uses words, he or she knows that they are only an approximation. They cannot perfectly express the reality of awakened understanding. A good teacher knows that no matter how careful they are, some people will inevitably become confused. Yet, they must still try their best to help guide their students out of suffering. I have translated the Heart Sutra, and I present it here in this book, along with a detailed commentary, in the hope that the wording in the version is clearer than that of the traditional text. To explain my approach, I would like to share with you two stories. The story of a novice monk who paid a visit to a Zen master, and a story of a monk who brought a question to the eminent master, Tu Trong, a renowned poet and lay Zen master, who had once served as the mentor of the young king Thich Nhat Hanh in the 13th century Vietnam. The novice monk and his nose. The Zen master asked the novice monk, "Tell me about your understanding of the Heart Sutra." The novice joined his palms, and he replied, "I have understood that all the 5 skandhas are empty. There are no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind. No forms, no sounds, no smells, no taste, no touch, and no objects of mind. The 18 realms of phenomena do not exist. The 12 links of the interdependent arising do not exist, and insight and attainment also do not exist. Do you believe this?" "Yeah, I truly believe this." "Come closer." The Zen master instructed the novice monk as the novice draws near. The Zen master reached out, grabbed his nose, twisted it hard. In great pain, the novice cried out, "Master, you're hurting me." The Zen master raised his eyebrows questioningly. But you just said that the nose doesn't exist. So if there is no nose, then what is hurting? The essence of the Heart Sutra is contained in the well-known phrase, form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. But the traditional Heart Sutra continues with the line, therefore in emptiness there is neither form, nor feelings, nor perceptions, nor mental formations, nor consciousness, no eye, or ear, or nose, or tongue, or body, or mind. How strange. First, the sutra states that form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. But then it seems to contradict itself, saying that there is no form, only emptiness, and that there is no body, there are no feelings, no perceptions, and so on. This is confusing and could lead many to harmful misunderstandings. We might be inclined to mistakenly think that nothing really exists, that everything is only emptiness, seeing emptiness as a kind of nihilism. We can fall into this trap if we fail to understand the Heart Sutra correctly. As long as we keep this traditional wording, novices still risk getting their noses twisted. In Buddhism, nihilism is considered an extreme view which can bring about suffering. When we encounter polarities or pairs of opposites, we have the tendency to believe that one must be right and the other must be wrong. For example, we think that either everything exists, everything is real, or nothing exists. Nothing is real. These are the two extremes of eternalism and nihilism. Either we believe that we have an eternal soul which we live on forever, or we believe that we're just a meaningless collection of atoms and that when we die, we will be extinguished forever and nothing will be left. But the Buddha teaches us to avoid both these extremes of being and non-being. If we are wise, the Heart Sutra can help us to find the middle way between these extremes. Now let's continue with the second story. Do you have a body? One day, a bhikkhu, a fully ordained monk, paid a visit to the eminent master, Thich Nhat Hanh, and questioned him about the Heart Sutra. Respected eminent master, what does the phrase, form is emptiness, emptiness is form, really mean? At first, the eminent master remained silent. Then, after a while, he asked the bhikkhu, do you have a body? Yes, I do. Then why do you say that the body is emptiness? The eminent master then pointed to an empty part of the room and asked, do you see a body in that empty space over there? No. No, I do not. But why do you say that emptiness is the body? The bhikkhu stood up, bowed, and went on his way. But the master summoned him back in order to recite to him the following verse. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form, is a skillful means created temporarily by the Buddhas of the free times. Emptiness is not form. Form is not emptiness. Their nature is always pure, illuminating, neither caught in being nor in non-being. In this story, the eminent master Thich Nhat Hanh contradicts the Heart Sutra, challenges the sacred formula. Form is emptiness, and emptiness is form, considered inviolable in the Prajnaparamita literature. I believe that the eminent master went too far. The monk's difficulty wasn't caused by the phrase, form is emptiness, emptiness is form, but rather by the unskillful wording of the line. Therefore, in emptiness, there is no form, no feelings, no perceptions, no mental formations, and no consciousness. The words of the traditional Heart Sutra are perfect from the very beginning, right up to the line, no birth, no death, no defilement, no purity, no increasing, no decreasing. It is regrettable that the patriarch who compiled the Heart Sutra did not add the 4 words, no being, no non-being, immediately after no birth, no death. This would have helped us transcend the notions of being and non-being, and avoid being caught in ideas such as no ears and no eyes and no nose and no tongue. There is a very practical verse by Zhenzu, a senior student of Daman Hongren, the 5th patriarch of Zen Buddhism in China. Our body is a body tree. Our mind is a clear mirror. We have to clean the mirror every day, so the dust will not have a chance to gather. The 6th patriarch, Huin Neng, wrote a famous response to this verse. His response, though, is also caught in the notions of being and non-being. There has never been a Bodhi tree, nor a bright mirror. Since ancient time, nothing has ever really existed. So where can the dust settle? Just as a passing cloud can obscure the mouth of a cave, prevent the birds from finding their way home, so the traditional wording of the Heart Sutra has obscured its true meaning, leading to countless misunderstandings concerning the existence or non-existence of phenomena, causing many generations to lose their way. A new Heart Sutra. The deepest of the Prajnaparamita teachings are the emptiness of self, adhyatma-sunyata, and the emptiness of all phenomena, sarva dharma-sunyata, and not the non-existence or non-being of self and phenomena. That is why in this new translation I have chosen a different formulation of words that is found in either the various Sanskrit versions or the Chinese version by Xuanzang. Instead of saying, that is why in emptiness there is neither form nor feelings nor perceptions nor mental formations nor consciousness, I have formulated the line as follows. That is why in emptiness, body, feelings, perceptions, mental formations, and consciousness are not separate self-entities. All phenomena are products of independent co-arising. They do not have a separate self. This is a key point of the Prajnaparamita teaching. They cannot exist on their own. They have to inter-exist. And so it is more helpful to use the phrase, not separate self-entities. Even insight and attainment are not separate self-entities. This new formulation, not separate self-entities, is as important as the formula, form is emptiness and emptiness is form. This rewording is needed because to say, in emptiness, there is no form, no feelings, no mental formations, no consciousness. It's not in accord with the ultimate truth. Emptiness means only the emptiness of self, not the non-being of self. Just as when a balloon is empty inside, it doesn't mean the balloon doesn't exist. We are empty of a separate self. But you can't say we have no nose. Of course we have a nose. course we have a body. Of course we are there. The same is true with saying that all phenomena bear the mark of emptiness. This line asserts the emptiness of all phenomena, not the non-existence of phenomena. It's like a flower, which is made only of non-flower elements. A flower is empty of a separate existence. That doesn't mean that the flower is not there. The insight of Prajnaparamita is the ultimate truth, transcending all conventional truths. It is the highest insight of Buddhism. Any passage in the Buddhist canon, even in the impressive Prajnaparamita literature, which does not reflect the spirit of this insight, still lies within the realm of the relative, conventional truth, cannot be said to reflect the ultimate truth. The insight of Prajnaparamita helps us transcend all pairs of opposites, such as birth and death, being and non-being, defilement and purity, increasing and decreasing, subject and object. Helps us to get in touch with the true nature of no birth, no death, no being and no non-being. The true nature of all phenomena. This is a state of coolness, peace, and non-fear that can be experienced in this very life, with this body and with our 5 skandhas. It is nirvana, just as the birds enjoy the sky and the deer enjoy the meadow. Just as the birds enjoy the sky and the deer enjoy the meadow, so do the wise enjoy dwelling in nirvana. It's a very beautiful sentence from Nirvana chapter of the Chinese Dhammapada. The teaching on no being, no non-being, always goes along with the teaching on no birth, no death. For this reason I have added no being, no non-being to the series of negations in the text. The Buddha's deep teaching of no being, no non-being, is recorded in the Katyayana Sutra, when the Buddha gave a definition of right view. These 4 words, no being, no non-being, will help future generations not to suffer a twisted nose. The Heart Sutra appeared late in the period of the flowering of Mahayana literature, perhaps as late as the 5th or 6th centuries CE. Around the same time, Tantrism was gathering strength, and practitioners of the Tantric schools were beginning to rely more on magic, introducing many mantras, mudras, to help them attain enlightenment. The patriarch who compiled the Heart Sutra wanted to imply a skillful means to encourage followers of Tantric Buddhism to practice and recite the Heart Sutra, which contains the deepest teachings of Buddhism. So that's why he presented the Heart Sutra as a kind of mantra. A new title for the Heart Sutra. What we commonly refer to as the Heart Sutra is a shortened translation of the Sanskrit title, Prajnaparamita Hridaya Sutram. Param means the other shore. Ita means God. Prajna is insight. Hridaya means heart or essence. And Sutra is a scripture. For this new translation I have used the phrase, the insight that brings us to the other shore. Because in the final mantra there is also the expression paragati, which means having gone to the other shore. In the Sutta Nipata, one of the earliest Buddhist texts, composed centuries before the Heart Sutra, there is already a chapter called Parayana, which means crossing over to the other shore. I hope you enjoy practicing and chanting this new version of the Heart Sutra in English. On the 21st of August 2014, at around 3 in the morning, just after I finished the translation, a moon ray penetrated my room.